Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, depending on where you are in the world. This is Gloria White, and I'm coming to you from Utah, USA. Today we're going to be in Ecclesiastes Chapter 11. And what you're looking at here on the screen is a software called eSword. And we're going to read Ecclesiastes 11, and then we're going to go back here to the screen and look at this. So, this is Solomon continuing, and chapter 11 in the book of Ecclesiastes in the Old Testament in the King James Version of the Holy Bible. Chapter 11. Cast thy bread upon the waters, for thou shalt find it after many days. Give a portion to 7 and also to 8, for thou knowest not what evil shall be upon the earth. If the clouds be full of rain, they empty themselves upon the earth. And if the tree fall toward the south or toward the north, in the place where the tree falleth, there it shall be. He that observeth the wind shall not sow, and he that regardeth the clouds shall not reap. As thou knowest not what is the way of the Spirit, or the wind, nor how the bones do grow in the womb of her that is with child, even so thou knowest not the works of God, who maketh all. In the morning sow thy seed, and in the evening withhold not thine hand, for thou knowest not whether shall prosper, or which will succeed, either this or that, for whether they both shall be alike good. Truly the light is sweet, and a pleasant thing it is for the eyes to behold the sun. But if a man live many years, and rejoice in them all, yet let him remember the days of darkness, for they shall be many. All that cometh is vanity or futility. Rejoice, O young man, in thy youth, and let thy heart cheer thee in the days of thy youth, and walk in the ways of thine heart, or as impulses, and in the sight of thine eyes, or as you see to be best. But know thou that for all these things God will bring thee into judgment. Therefore remove the sorrow from thy heart, or vexation, and put away evil from thy flesh, for childhood and youth are the prime of life, or vanity or futility. Now, if we look here on the eSword, you can see here, let me zoom in. Here on the left, each word has a number by it. Now this is something that's like the Strong's Concordance. And each one of the words, it takes it back to a primal root, which means to cast, to send away, for, or out, in a great variety of applications. And then if you look at thy bread, it's food for man or beast. Upon, properly the name as used, as H5920, used as a preposition in the singular or plural, often with a prefix, or as a conjugation with a particle following. It means above, over, upon, or against. The waters. Waters, dual of a primitive noun used in a singular sense. Water, figuratively juice. For thou shalt find after many days, many being abundance, days. Each one of these words has a meaning. And as you bring your cursor over each day, it will show you the root of the word. So this is the Strong's Hebrew and Greek dictionaries that bring the word back to its original meaning. Now over here on this side, over here on the right side, let me turn my camera a little bit. Here, it explains the meaning of the verse. So these are all going to be from Ecclesiastes Chapter 11, verses 1 through 10. So this is the book, Ecclesiastes Chapter 11, verses 1 through 10. Now, it doesn't break down it verse by verse, but if you read the entire thing, it will be that chapter. The casting of bread upon the waters is an allusion to the Oriental custom of casting rice grains on the fields when they lie submerged beneath the annual inundation of such a river as the Nile. To the inexperienced eye, this would seem the prodigality of waste, but the husbandman knows full well that he will meet his seed again with abundant returns. So it is in life, whether we befriend young boys or girls, or distribute tracts, or speak kind and loving words, or invest our money in philanthropic enterprise. We are casting our bread upon the waters to find it after many days in this world or the next. But how wise the advice not to be always considering the winds and clouds. There is considerable hazard in the life of the farmer. If he waits until all the conditions are favorable, he will never begin. So with our work for God, we must risk something. Often the words spoken at an apparently untoward moment will prove to be the word in season, while that spoken under the most favorable conditions will yield no return at all. God gives it a body as, and when, and how it pleaseth him. So if you go through and you look at each verse, it'll tell you and show you what those verses mean. So it's a great tool if you're wanting to get more information about what a chapter in the Bible means. You can always read this information, and it's very educational. But anyway, I wanted to share that with you guys, and I hope you had a wonderful Christmas and that you got to talk to or see or hug or embrace your loved ones and enjoy just being together and loving one another. And that's truly a blessing that not everyone was able to experience today. And it's a shame, you know, with the virus. But even without the virus, you know, there are a lot of people who are alone on this day and who may be feeling down, but don't ever forget that the Lord is with us always and that he will never leave us, nor will he forsake us, for he loves us so much that he gave his only begotten Son, who came to earth in the form of a human being and grew into a man. And for 3 years, at the age of 30, he started his ministry. And at the age of 33, was crucified, dead, and buried. And on the third day, he rose from the dead. But for the 3 days in which he was dead, he spiritually went into the bowels of hell to receive, to give to those that were there an opportunity to accept him as Lord and Savior and to be saved from the fires of hell. For it is our Father's desire that none be lost. And so when Jesus rose from the dead, he defeated death, which is sin. And sin is what causes the death in the second death. And those whose names are written in the book of life, well, we'll be with God in heaven forever and ever. So, as always, I love you.